Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 18th episode of Senioritis. I'm your host, Aaron Johnson, along with my fellow co-hosts, Derek Tirrell, Joe Beaver, and Matt Lyons. I've been on kind of a hiatus, guys. Sorry, I left you alone. Had to get some shoulder surgery. Rough one to say.
Has it been that long that it's just you're out of the loop in terms of talking to the microphone?
I'm out of the loop, but I know you guys had a great discussion last week.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to jump right into that, but
Yeah, welcome back. So last week we discussed Phoenix Jones. Aaron, you weren't there for that, but you did watch the episode.
Yep, I was told to get informed for today, so I got informed.
What do you think?
I think it's hilarious, and also inspiring. But also, if you, I'm not gonna spoil. You're gonna say actually no. Say what you gotta say before you get my opinion.
I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, no, I'm gonna spoil what your disclaimer is about to be.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing. So we had the episode last week, and we had a few misconceptions, right? All right, I'm gonna try and keep it together for this. So we had a few misconceptions. First of all, he's not a police officer. He never was a police officer.
Lies.
I don't know where we found that, but it's not true. Second of all, he has the hero here becomes the villain. It's not a happy ending to the Phoenix Jones story. I watched a 50-minute documentary about Phoenix Jones, right? At the end, he goes bad. He becomes involved with drug dealing. What do you guys think about this?
I was about to say the story is inspiring, and then I caught myself because I remembered that. I mean, I can appreciate that he's trying to fix it. He's trying to turn his life around after going into a life of crime. I mean, he kind of has a big battle going on right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, only time will tell whether Phoenix Jones can redeem himself.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
Well, it's a true story of triumph and tragedy. Poor Phoenix, man. Got trapped in that gun, turned to crime.
Yeah.
And so he made his return, right? So is this it? Is he back? Did he go to jail or
You have to bring up the
I believe he made bail, and he might still be waiting on a court date, but he's currently free. He's not in jail.
Fighting crime.
He's fighting crime.
Back
Yes.
to it.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way you guys do. They say either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. It's sad. I know I said last week that it makes the world seem a little bit more magical, but that brought it back down to reality. So, I mean, it's not completely inconceivable, but it's a little bit disheartening.
Yeah, it's hard. I just, after laughing so much, and even right now, I'm trying to keep it together, and it's just such a weird situation. It's funny. I'm just, I have a hard time keeping myself together, because it's just, it's so sad that it ended like that. We had such a good time thinking about, what it could have been, and then it ended. But, he's back, and he's redeeming himself. He has the right intentions, and he's coming back, and he's going to do some good. And, we have to live in a world, we live in a world where sometimes you make mistakes and you can't redeem yourself after that. We live with cancel culture and things that don't allow you to get second chances. But Phoenix, I think he deserves a second chance.
I mean, this might be a beautiful ending that we see to this Phoenix Jones story. We might see him a hero, turn to villain, turn to hero again. And maybe this time it's for good. He's a hero for good, and he can swim off into the sunset, and everything is peachy.
Yeah. I mean, we can only hope.
I'm hoping. A few other details that I found. Found a few members of his team weren't always on his side, kind of conflicting opinions. He's not very popular in the superhero community, so most superheroes are non-violent. They don't really get involved. They're more about standing for things and making statements than actually fighting the crime. They're more about maybe trying to help people choose not to do drugs, try to help people get out of addictions, or just try and get people out of situations where they want to commit crime. Where Phoenix took a more literal superhero approach where he was going in and he was stopping crime. So he actually wasn't very popular in the superhero community.
Define superhero community. Are we talking literal human beings superhero? Or are we talking comic book superheroes?
No, we're talking actual humans.
Okay.
Of the actual real life superheroes. there's plenty out there, but you don't hear about them because they don't act like Phoenix did.
Mm. So,
of actual real life heroes, like superheroes in like the superhero community, he's not popular.
Okay.
The other thing is his suit was $10,000. What do you guys think about that? It's bulletproof. $10,000 bulletproof suit. What do you guys think?
Well, I don't believe that it's bulletproof, right? Like, how can you confirm? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So what you're saying is you need to see him get.
yeah,
suit
well,
gets shot.
or someone just like shoot the suit maybe, but like someone might have told Phoenix it was bulletproof.
Oh wow.
Is it actually? I'm not sure.
And was this like crowdfunded? Was there like a Phoenix
No,
Jones
I think he
GoFundMe?
bought it.
But where'd he get the?
Himself.
Well, maybe the drug dealing got him money.
Was like
I-
he funded his superhero suit through drug dealers?
Wow. I mean, sure, if it's bulletproof, I mean, that makes sense. But in terms of, like, stylistically, like, you'd think he would have, like, a little bit more to it for $10,000.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Because it's
Definitely.
just,
Very
like, it's
simple.
just a suit. There's
Very
no
simple
compartments
suit.
or anything. Yeah.
It's got like, it looks nice.
Yeah.
But
Compared to all his peers, it looks nice.
Yeah.
His name isn't like over the top though. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's just Phoenix Jones. Like Jones is like a pretty common last name. So
Well,
it's
that's why
not-
he chose it, Joe. Because he
Oh,
wanted to
really?
represent that like anyone could be a hero. That's what like the Jones is
Oh, yeah.
for. And
I
then
like
the
that.
Phoenix is, I don't know, you know, what Phoenixes represent coming back
Hmm.
from the dead, I guess. And I don't know.
Interesting.
Some of his other Midnight Jack is one of his teammates that ended up like testifying against him and stuff like that. So it's unfortunate, you know. Like Matt said, felt magical, and for like a week I lived in that magic until I watched this video and found out like the truth of what happened. And he didn't get along with the police, and you know he would oftentimes get in the way, and I have a hard time like condoning that, you know.
Yeah, I get it. Like, if it takes a lot, like, it's one thing if he's out there doing his own investigations, if he's doing, like, stopping his own crime, but if he's going to, like, active police cases and active sites and ends up, like, interfering with it, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, especially, I mean, he has a Twitter page, a YouTube channel. I'm sure he draws crowds.
Yeah.
So when he shows up to a crime scene and he has a crowd of people, you know, trying to get a picture,
That's
can't be
another
productive.
thing I kind of wanted to get into. He has shown in some ways that like he could be doing part of this for like attention,
Yeah.
or at least there's definitely he doesn't hate that part of it, you know.
Yeah.
In one incident with Phoenix, someone actually was killed, and he had comic books commissioned that like depicted that.
Oh.
So, he like went on to say that that was an integral part of his story, and like even the sister of the person was like, okay, like the story's getting out there because the killer still like wasn't found. So like the sister like was like, oh, like the story's getting out there, people are like hearing about it, but I still feel like that's like a little low, and like he would have like action figures made, and like it seemed like, you know, he at the peak of his like heroism, he was going on like a ton of interviews. And I do feel like it was like a noble cause, but I think it might have gone to his head a little bit.
Wow.
Okay, so it wasn't for the sake of stopping crime.
No, I think it was. But then I think once like he saw what it became, he kind of like enjoyed that a little too much, and like.
Do you think he was like trying to monetize it, like kind of make a quick buck off it, like
Maybe.
make T-shirts and stuff, or?
I mean, I'm not sure how much of that like he made himself, but like. I don't know. It's a hard situation because I really want to believe in him, you
Right.
know, and like there is like part of what he's doing that is right. You know, he is going out of his way to help people. I saw one clip that was really heartwarming where like he just goes up to these two guys fighting outside of a bar, right? And he just says, "Look, if you two fight each other, you're both gonna get pepper sprayed. So just walk away," because he carries around pepper spray. So then like he was able to break up the fight. So, like, he just stopped, like, this whole thing that could have, like, caused both those guys issues, you know? So, like, when it's stuff like that, it's like, yes, I like that's good, that's positive, that is, like, that magical, like, sides. Or when he, like, he stopped someone from their car getting broken into before the police could get there. It's stuff like that where, like, he just chased the guy off, the guy ran away, you know? But then when you hear about him like getting in the way of the police and like intervening in like certain things he shouldn't be, and like pepper spraying people, like it's hard. And then when you hear about the whole drug dealing thing, that just like kills it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it kills it, but also like, imagine like walking into like a trap house, and then there's just Phoenix Jones there. Like that. Well, actually, no. How long did it take for people to find out his identity? Was that like
He
an
revealed
instant
it.
thing? Like,
So-
when did he reveal it?
A while after he was going around doing things, this is another part of it that makes me feel like he might have liked the attention, because he did it like around this big like press thing, you know, the cameras all over, and he takes this cowl off, and he's like, the way he kind of says it, he's like, I'm Phoenix Jones, I'm also Ben Fodder, and I'm also like a father, I'm also a brother, and he kind of like just like goes into all this stuff, and it seemed very like dramatized. I think that's like the part that makes me think like he did it for attention in some spots, is when he like dramatizes parts of the job. He would oftentimes have like camera crews follow him on his patrols and stuff like that.
But did he reveal it before or after the drug dealing?
Oh, before.
Okay.
So when he was still, I'll break down a little bit of timeline here. So he picks up the cowl, he starts like his thing, right? Then eventually he retires, I believe. Or, no, what happened here? So I believe, for whatever reason, he had to stop being Phoenix Jones. The suit got confiscated, everything. So he then retires. And then I believe, like a little while after the retirement, I think the drug thing happened. But I'm not 100% sure. I watched the video a while ago. I'd have to double check that. But I know that the drug thing happened, like, later.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess just time will tell whether our Phoenix Jones friend will be.
I hope he redeems
Yeah.
himself. I really do. I hope he comes. He said he was coming back in May. I haven't heard any, like, I've been trying to, like, look for things to see if, like, any recent stuff within the past few days. Haven't seen much. So I don't know if he was all talk, but I guess he has a new suit and he's going around. So I really hope he just, like, you know, people mess up. You make mistakes, you do things. Like, he might have been under a lot of, like, pressure. I don't know what his situation was. People do things. That there's a reason there is a bail, so he can pay it and move forward, you know? So I'm hoping that the best case scenario, he goes back to being a hero and maybe even tries to be better this time and stay out of the police way and do things like the right way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Matt, I know you brought some topics for
Ooh,
that,
let's
so I
hear
want
it.
you to.
Well, I was trying to think of something to talk about, and I, of course, turned to the internet because couldn't really think of anything. And there was one question that caught my eye, and it was, what is the strangest or weirdest thing a guest has done at your house?
Huh.
Now, I'm going to start this off. So we had a party a few years ago, and one of the guests went into our bathroom, and we heard a loud bang. We were like, what was that? And then the guest came out and was talking with us for a bit, and then he turned to the person he came with and said, oh, we should go. And we're like, okay, and we left. And then about 10 minutes later, I walked into the bathroom, and my toilet bowl was cracked. And he had dropped something in the bowl, and it completely shattered, and the guest bounced, and we were left with the damages of the toilet bowl.
Wow.
So
I got
that's
my
my story.
I got a couple questions.
Okay, sure.
So first, what breaks a toilet bowl?
I believe it was a bottle.
A bottle.
A
Oh,
bottle,
okay.
yes, glass bottle that
Okay.
had dropped, and I don't believe it was a deliberate attack. I do believe it was an accident. I'm not 100%. No, I'm like 99.9% sure it was this person. But yeah, a bottle fell in the toilet bowl, cracked the bowl. Yeah, it wasn't a fun sight.
Why'd they bring their drink or beverage like in
That's
there?
a great question. I would have to ask the person. I'm not entirely sure.
Have you came in contact with this person since that?
Yes.
Have you brought
Only
it up?
like once or twice.
And you haven't
Okay.
brought it up to
I
him?
didn't. No, it was an awkward situation. I
Yeah,
felt
I
that we
probably
should just
wouldn't
bury
mention
that.
it. I think
Yeah.
it's better left unsaid.
Yeah, better to flush it away, as I said. I try. So, what about you guys? Any toilet bowl stories?
For me, I can't really think of too many like weird things, but definitely it was my sister's grad party
I think I know this one.
about 4 years ago, and I had a couple friends over. We were all down in the basement having a good time, and it was kind of a poor decision on our part to put the dartboard next to the window and next to the door.
Gotcha. I remember this.
So when they were playing darts, and when you're throwing darts, like you're gonna miss some.
Yeah.
But they decide to. I'm not gonna name the individual. Individual stays anonymous. But what happened was they thought doing trick shots on the dartboard was a great idea, and it ended up someone jumped, spun around, threw the dart right through the door, and there was people out by a fire right next to the right where the door was, and they just saw the dart go right through the door window, and they just looked through, and like. There are moments where you can just see people's face and they just sink. They sink inside themselves.
Sure.
And like it happened. They looked around and everybody just like made eye contact and like, why did you do that? It was just one of those big like, why do you have to be that dumb?
Like you went like that one step too far.
Yeah,
and now there's a broken. Yeah.
So I remember, like, there are certain things, like, when you hear, like, something in, like, a movie, like a window breaks, like, the sound of glass shattering is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like, when you hear something in a movie, you're like, oh, it doesn't sound like that. Like, like that, it's perfect sound. So I was there at that event. I did not break the window. It wasn't me. But I just remember hearing your mom say, oh, my God, is that a dart? And then the people that did it just kind of turned around and just, like, looked away. And yeah, but, yeah, that was definitely a strange thing for a guest to do.
I don't think there's anything since I've been around, but I've heard stories. So before my basement was finished, there was still like the plastering on the walls and stuff. My dad used to have a ping pong table in the basement. Needless to be said, there's no longer a ping pong table in the basement. So two of my cousins, they're probably about like our age now. They're a bit older now. And they were playing ping pong. And it got, I guess, like too intense. And one of my cousins tackled my other cousin through the wall. So, like, that wall in my basement, it's like the side that's under the porch, right? So
Yeah.
it was like through the wall to like out from under that back porch.
See-
So he like they like tackled through that wall, and they didn't tell my dad until the end of the night when they were leaving.
Oh my God!
Whoa.
So there's just a hole in
This
the
was
wall.
before I was born, so there was just a big hole in the wall. My dad had just plastered, didn't even get to paint it yet.
How old were your cousins at the time?
Probably like senior, like maybe a little bit older than we are now,
Okay,
or no,
alright.
I mean a little bit younger.
Okay. Because, wow, I mean, that's intense.
See, I don't know what it is about an unfinished basement, but it makes me feel like invincible when I'm in it. Like I feel like I can't break anything while I'm in an unfinished basement, and I feel like that's just the opposite of the case.
Yeah.
Like-
Because it's more vulnerable.
Yeah, but it's like also like what is there to break? Like
Right.
there's cement, there's walls, like yeah, there's glass windows, but you stay away from the glass windows. There's nothing to break. Like I don't know.
Like you can't spill on the rug.
Yeah.
Or like you can't like get dirt on the walls or something or whatever. All right, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, but like a hot take, like unfinished rooms are sometimes the best rooms because you can just do whatever you want in them.
Sure.
Like, cause like once you make it something, like once you make it like the dining room with all the fine china, it's like a boring room now.
Yeah.
I feel,
It has unlimited possibilities.
Yeah.
Is it
Okay.
kind of like when you get a new car and you don't want to mess it up? It's like, so you're super cautious, but it's like the opposite. in a
Yeah,
way?
like
Yeah.
if you get like a $600 like barely driving car,
Mhm.
like you're gonna off road with the thing. That's just
Mhm.
like what happens.
Yeah.
So I love a good unfinished room. I do.
Well, what about
I
you,
lo-
Joe? Any household?
No, nothing comes to mind. Yeah, I don't think. I never had like a guest do anything like super crazy. Like they might break something on accident, but nothing like super weird or like bad. You know.
Interesting.
That was a good topic. That was
Thank you.
interesting.
On another note, what are some of the vices that you guys have in your life?
Describe vices. I don't really know.
So like kind of like an addiction,
well-
something that's negative that like you have to have. I know you went through a spell of an online video game that you really
Yeah.
invested a lot into.
I also know you went through a spell of hunting certain items from certain shops.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I feel attacked, kind of.
No. I didn't mean to attack you, but it just
No,
the scope
but
slammed on you.
like I'm somebody who once I get my mind on something, I'm usually all in on it.
Sure.
until like I realize there's something bad about it. But at that time, it's a little too late. It usually involves money. I don't gamble, which is the weird thing, because I feel like I would gamble with this. Maybe I will. It might be something that's coming in the future. Hopefully not. But yeah, I guess just kind of like online shopping, I would say, is kind of a vice of mine. Like having a collection, because you just gotta get the rest of the collection. Like you can't just like start collecting and then get like 4 items.
Yeah. Interesting.
You're all looking at me like I have 5.
No. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I agree with you, but I understand the rationale, but I don't have that
I don't
when it
share
comes to
that
collecting.
feeling
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
You see, it just irks me. Like all right. This summer, over quarantine, I made it my mission to get all these pieces to a board game.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pieces, a little bit of money, but I wanted to do it. But I was out of stock, like everywhere. But it's just like the hunt of just like finding these rare items.
You were calling toy stores all over the country.
Yes, I was. The hunt of finding this stuff is so like it's exhilarating to me. I love finding rare things. Like
Okay.
it's not even for that. But like if I get my mind out, like it's the way I'm wired. I can't explain it.
So, here's my question. Like, if you had a choice between like hunting online and like, you know, typing on all the websites and calling places, or actually like traveling to the places, which would you prefer? Because I feel like traveling would be more of an adventure. Like, obviously not if you're like traveling to like Texas, but like all this like different
Idaho?
like shops around like Massachusetts or something.
See, the issue with traveling though, is so I can go look for like an hour. I can go like call up stores. I can go look online. I can try to find what I want.
Yeah.
But if I travel and I don't find what I want, if I spend like a weekend, I'm like, all right, I'm going to Idaho. I'm packing my bags, going out to Idaho. I'm gonna check all these stores. If I go to Idaho and I don't find anything, you know how miserable I would be.
It's demoralizing.
Not to mention, not after, but even the ride home. Just like if I go all the way out to Idaho.
That was like our PS5 journey.
Exactly.
When we went to GameStop for the 7 a.m. opening, they only had one PlayStation that day. So there was this big line all the way back around the corner, right? And we're sitting there. We sat there for what, like 7 hours, 8 hours?
Jeez. Oh my god.
And at the end, they revealed they only had one PlayStation. We were about like 20th in line, maybe a little less than that.
Yeah, we thought we were getting them.
We were like 15th, maybe somewhere between 15th and 20th, and we were all excited. You know, we're gonna get the PS5, and then they only had one. In the drive home, we were tired, we were hungry, we were miserable, and we didn't have a PlayStation.
Yeah, but like on the flip side though, getting the item you wanted after trying so hard is so rewarding.
But even the experience, that was a fun night.
It was a fun night, and when we eventually got like PlayStation 5s.
Right.
But like I don't know about you, but when I got my PlayStation, I was jumping up and down.
Oh, me too.
In my
I was so excited.
kitchen. I would like literally like jumping because I spent so much time trying to get this stupid little item, and I got it.
Yeah.
And I guess that's the feeling I'm chasing. I'm
Okay.
chasing that satisfaction. It's dangerous. It's a dangerous game. Gotta say.
Interesting. Anyone else?
Well, what's your vice, Matt?
I like coffee.
Okay.
And we learned in like Mind, Body, Spirit, like coffee, like it makes you like feel better, like aside from like the energy.
Yeah.
And I never used to drink coffee, like whenever because my whole family, we love coffee. We live at Dunkin' Donuts. It's just who we are. And they would get coffees all the time, and I would either get like a hot chocolate or frozen hot chocolate or something. And one day I just tried it, and then I tried it again and again, and then I got into a routine, and I got hooked on it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Did you like coffee at first?
Did I like it at first?
Yeah.
I liked some types, yeah.
Because for me, it's like that and sushi. It's like when I tried coffee at first or sushi at first, I hated it. Like it's just, but then after time, like your palate gets used to it,
Yeah.
and then you start to like it. You start to like it a little bit more, and then it just becomes like really good and like a part of like your routine or like your weekly routine.
Yeah. See, I have experiences the opposite way. I've loved things and then like I overeat them or I don't, or I go a long time without eating them and then I hate them.
Yeah.
Really?
Like I used to love like Chinese food, and now I hate it. Like I like the spare ribs, but like that's it.
Yeah.
Like I don't eat
Everyone
like
likes
lo mein or
spare
anything.
ribs.
Oh,
General
yeah, I mean-
Gao's chicken, man. Oh,
It's pretty good.
oh. Go for that.
But for me, I feel like Red Bull, like coffees. I really like to drink coffee too, but like something for me like Red Bulls, I really like, and like they're probably worse for you than coffee. I feel like they have way more chemicals and like made up substances and
Yeah.
like just more
Who knows
caffeine
what
and
in there, yeah.
more stuff you really don't want, but it just tastes so good, So
What
Yeah,
about
that's,
the Mary Lou's like Red Bull drink? Do you
Oh,
get those?
yeah.
those are really good. Yeah.
See, I've never had one of those. I had like a sip of somebody's one time, but I've never.
I've never had one
Actually had
either.
one.
I think I've had a sip of someone's too, and
Yeah.
it was good.
No, they're very good. And
Yeah.
energy drinks are definitely my kryptonite too.
Mhm.
Like, it's quick, it's convenient. Like
Yeah.
if you stay up a lot the night before and you're sluggish, grab it and go.
Yeah.
It's just there for you.
Especially like this age when we have school and we have jobs and we have other things to do. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like we're very susceptible to coffee and energy drinks and those stimulants.
Yeah.
I'm just now starting to like get it in moderation and like not. I feel like a lot of my high school it was kind of like the atmosphere. I don't know. Everyone got coffee. Everyone got like all these energy drinks.
Sure.
So I would just like
Yeah.
load up before school and like get so much.
Remember when we used to be able to bring like coffee and drinks into school?
Yeah.
That was a luxury that I
Yeah,
missed.
we didn't have to wear masks.
Yeah. That too.
See, I never had coffee in the morning. I don't know why. Like, I like my coffee like after school or after work.
Like when you need a second wind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like that. Yeah. Or if I'm like at my desk like editing or something, like that's my favorite place to be when I'm on my computer and I have my drink. I
How
don't
late
know
do you
why.
drink your coffee?
How late?
Yeah, how late? You said after work, so I
It
don't know
depends. So like last year, there were times, especially on like Fridays, like I would get it like 6, 7 o'clock.
Wow.
During quarantine, when there was like no rules, I'd get it at 8.
You psychopath.
I know. It was bad. Now I have it like on weekends, probably around like 2 o'clock.
Okay.
I feel like mid-afternoon. That's kind of when I
I
get it.
feel like a mid-afternoon coffee, but I don't know. But how long does coffee keep you going? Because I've like 3 to 4 hours. I think is for me. That's my coffee duration. That's like when I'm in my zone.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, probably around that. Maybe like 2-3 hours, probably.
2-3 hours for you?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It depends on like how fast I drink it. You know, if the coffee's good, sometimes it like they like burn it and it doesn't taste as good. But if you get like the sweet, perfect coffee, then that could be life changing. Derek, what about you? Did we talk about your vice yet?
I think mine is takeout food. I'm
Interesting.
super lazy when it comes to cooking.
Mm.
I'm someone who will always just call and order takeout over like spend like $15 on takeout over like cooking myself. Like even if it's like something simple. Like let's say I have like pasta, I could just boil pasta and eat it with like some marinara sauce. I'd rather just like order a sub. Like it's ridiculous. And like on the way home from work, on the way to the movies, on the way anywhere, oh, let's go get ice cream. Let's go get fast food. Let's go get this. So that's mine.
I mean, I think definitely a part of it is being young. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's kind of what you do when you're our age. You go out, you get fast food. Our metabolism, like, it's awesome. So, for, like, right now, we just go get fast food. I do enjoy cooking. I don't know. Do you guys enjoy cooking?
No, I don't do it.
I don't know. Sometimes I love it, and sometimes interesting. I like cooking. I can't bake.
Yeah, I like grilling. Like I like throwing some burgers or steak on the grill and grilling, but I don't like baking or like boiling or like I'll grill, but that's like the extent of it. You know?
Baking is a lot of waiting around. Like, it
Yes.
takes a day
Yeah.
to wait around. And,
Yeah.
like, for that cake to, like, cook or... I don't know what to call it.
Cake to bake.
There we go.
Bake the cake.
Even like just like stirring, like if you're making like
Yeah.
brownies from the package and you have to like whisk it all. It's
Well, yeah,
exhausting.
my sister and my mom are like super into cooking, and
Yeah.
they'll be like, it's a whole day process, like you were saying. You know, you're in the kitchen all day. Maybe you play like a game of cards in between or something, like while you're waiting on something. But it's a commitment, and I think where I'm so busy, like now, my schedule's gotten to the point where every single day after school I have something to do. That's why I'm always like grabbing McDonald's or grabbing a Blizzard or like grabbing like a sub or a pizza. Like I just don't feel like I have the time. Or I feel like once I'm like older, maybe I work I come home, I make myself dinner, and then, where it's school to work to sleep, it's like you gotta just, sometimes it's easiest to just grab food. And oftentimes, like, fast food's really good.
Yeah.
So, or grabbing a sub is, you love a good sub from, like, Sub Galley or whatever, So, that's, like, my thing. I just, like, I need to just, like, try and save money and just, like, not do that. So I'm hoping next year in college, I did get the, like, unlimited food pass just because it felt worth it to me. The one under that was like 7 meals a week or something like that. I was like, that's not like enough. Or it couldn't have been 7 meals a week, maybe 14 meals a week or something. I think it was 14 meals a week, which I was like, all right, you could get by on 14 meals a week, but I want to, like, feel it out for my first semester. So I was like, all right, I'm going to just go with the unlimited plan. Wasn't, like, too much more expensive than the 14 a week. So I'm hoping that will stop my fast food thing, and I'll just, like, since I'll have unlimited food, I'll just go and just get, like, the cafeteria food. I hope it's good.
Yeah. It's like, for my college, it's like 7, 12, 16, then unlimited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't...
What are you doing?
I think I'm doing 12 because my sister went... So I have a sister who's in college. She said she barely used it, but also we're different people. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But I'm not looking for... Honestly, like, even though, like, they say the food's good at college, I'm not looking forward to college food. I
See,
feel like it's
You're very exploratory with food, though.
Yeah.
Where I am so happy having my pizza or chicken tenders every day from the school cafeteria. I'm content with that. I'm happy with it. That's what I want to eat. I'll eat it every day. Whereas you might want to, like, you're going to be in the city. You're going to want to go, like, get stuff.
Yeah, I've got these great restaurants right next to me. I don't want this, like...
Chicken tenders and pizza every night.
Yeah. I can't have the same meal, like, over and over again. It's something that, like, it just gets old. And then I get over it.
Yeah, but that could be dangerous because, I mean, like, some of the food places in, like, Boston, like, they can be pretty expensive.
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
So I think I'm just going to
Very
resort to, like,
expensive.
making my own food if I can.
Yeah.
Like, get, like, a suite-style dorm, like, sophomore year. I don't know my plan. I'm going with it.
Get a hibachi table in the middle, start.
Yeah.
That
You
could be a
learn all
great
the-
way to make friends. Like, go to room,
Hibachi
like,
nights?
224, he's got
Yeah.
hibachi, it's awesome.
My dad was seriously considering getting one of those flat grills.
Oh, the Blackstones?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
the Cape.
Yeah.
And we would just, like, that would be so nice. Like, we have so many people there sometimes. We're cooking, like, 12 burgers at once. That would be so nice. Just throw
Yeah.
12 burgers on one of those flat grills and just cook them up.
And you can learn like the cool tricks they do with like the
Oh, yeah,
volcano
like
lung,
the flip the egg and land
The
it on
egg,
the other
yeah.
side.
spin around
that
like
I
the
can't
little
even crack an
spatula.
egg like normally, so I don't know how I do that.
Do you guys use a knife to crack the egg?
No, I
No?
just
Don't
hit
do
it
that?
off the table.
So I used to do that, but then I forget who it was. Someone said, like, oh, you have to use a knife. I'm like, what are you talking about? You take a butter knife, one clean hit, and then it breaks it perfectly.
Hmm.
Next time you crack an egg, just take a butter knife, one hit right in the middle, opens it perfectly.
Yeah, but just off the side of the pan. It's like...
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's not as clean. Then you get the shells in there, but with a butter
You're saying
knife, like
you go
it's...
vertically opposed to horizontally with your chopping? Do you go with your knife? Do you
Yes.
take it to the long way of the egg, or do you go through like the side of the egg?
the side of the egg.
Do you crack the eggs a
horizontally.
long way?
No, I was asking if he did with the knife since
Yeah.
it's more of
No,
like a
no, no,
precise
no.
strike.
Just-
I don't know.
I didn't even, like, I've never processed that before. Horizontal, vertical
Do you
egg
think you could do it
cracking.
vertically? You know, if you wanted to.
I don't know.
Might
I'm
be
not
something you have to
sure.
try.
Could you
I
like chop
know.
the top of the egg off and just kind of like let it fall out?
I don't think it works that way. But I mean, I'll try it, sure. Huh.
This is why I just stick to the grill and take out.
All right. Well, I think that was a good episode, guys.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
hungry. All that
Yeah.
food talk.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching the 18th episode of Senioritis. Catch you all in the next one.